What is my favorite species, Jawsy? Oh, it's always the hard question. Always the hard question. I lean towards saying gnolls. I feel like for the longest time, gnolls were just my go-to answer, because I love the general approach, and being able to use anything you find throughout the entire dungeon is awesome. Plus, one of the few characters that if you get a good gnoll run into extended, you can be just blasting every single level 9 spell. So I think that that's kind of fun and wacky in its own right. But it does change every once in a while. I mean, ogres is one of my more recent favorites because I enjoyed them so much in this series. A genie, as one of the newer additions to the game, I think is huge for those reasons I was mentioning earlier, where it really allows you to, or forces you even, to change up your playstyle and, you know, use whatever spells you get granted to you on a genie run. So I think that that's just awesome. Keep saying awesome. It's the only adjective apparently that I can use to describe things today because my brain is slightly dead. But yeah, I'd say gnolls, genie are up there. Who else do I really enjoy? I feel like there's one that I'm missing. There are probably multiple that I'm missing. A lot of times it's just whoever I'm playing at the time I'm having fun with. Like right now I'm really having a ball with Formicid, and I just love being able to wield those two-handed weapons on one side. I was hoping to find a shield on this character by this point in the run. I guess there was a buckler apparently that I left behind, so let's go get that. That's important. Speaking of Formicids and their special abilities, let's definitely grab that son of a gun and just train up enough shields to use it. That'll take no time whatsoever. Not too shabby. DCSS does have that, so much replayability and constant changes for sure. Castle of the Winds has never had an update in over 20 years. Oh, somebody's got to change that. Go back, port over, make a little sandbox for Windows 98 and give it a shot. You love Noel's Cocktail? Heck yeah. Cyborg, if you take all your top races from all DCSS forks and versions, probably the top 5 don't exist anymore. Fair enough. Gnolls are great. Merfolk and Octopodes are your favorites, Jawsy, but you gotta give some love to Ogres because your only 15 rune was an Ogre. Nice. Octopodes, that's one of the ones that I was forgetting. Because Octopodes, again, surprise, surprise, fit into that box of very much a totally different playstyle than you do on most characters. Being able to only really rely on the rings and have to, you know, come up with other measures for defense and things like that. Super fun. Plus, they're adorable. And I like their aptitudes and kind of leaning a lot. I mean, again, transmutation style casters are some of my top, and Octopode transmutation casters are just stupid strong. So much fun. But Cyborgs, from the ones in 2.8, you'd probably say Merfolk would be your favorite. Nice. Yeah, that makes sense with your victory history. When I was younger and when I first kind of discovered the game, merfolks were very high on my list of species. I was constantly playing merfolk crusaders at the time, and I just loved them for the kind of thematic nature of the merfolk species. A lot of fun. Let's head back to Orc now, I think, is the best, safest place for us to go and check out. Our arcane blade should do some relatively short work over the mobs here. And if we can find some nice things to buy in shops, I mean, I'm definitely not going to be complaining. Let's give it a good old try here. Yeah, Jawsy's choices are great choices for top races. You don't really like any of the undead other than vampire. You'll also include Phalids. You'll include Phalids as ones that you don't like or ones that you like. Because if you like Phalids, that's definitely not the popular opinion. And I'd like to hear you speak to that. I personally don't play them enough to have much of a, like, ingrained hatred of playing Phalid characters. I find them fairly enjoyable because I play them so rarely. And I mean, the last time that I played them, I just kind of lucked out and had no problems whatsoever. So there was that as a potential factor for sure. Let's pop into a nice little hidey hole. Ooh, you're mighted. That's going to be a little bit tougher for us to deal with. They're just not the same with the +4 and polearms, the merfolk. Yeah, not quite. But there's still something about those hybrid. I think to me it was having the polearm and being a hybrid character. I kept trying to make hybrid characters work, and they weren't very good in those early versions of the game. I mean, Crusader was pretty strong, I guess, so maybe that's not the strongest statement that I've made, but Interesting. Sorry, just need to actually put at least a tiny amount of thought into my actions here while we run away before I get myself killed in some silly capacity like I am wont to do. But there we go. Let's get the heck out of Dodge, shall we? Much better. You probably certainly like Orcs and Fairies the best. Makes sense. And you like Phallids. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, definitely most people I've talked to hate with a burning passion Phallids, but I appreciate that. I think that they're fun. Starts to know you love Cats Can't Stand playing Phalid. See, yeah, I feel like that's definitely the more common opinion that I hear. And it makes sense because it is brutal to get to like the final moments of the game and then you just get one shot blasted by a crystal sphere. Definitely has a certain lack of appeal to it, to say the least. Especially with SLS gutted, you don't think you'd ever touch that species. Fair enough, you basically just have to get statue form, and then you're pretty golden. Like our 15 rune Phalid that we did in this series, was that in this version, or that might have been in 0.27 now that I think about it? But they were struggling up to a certain point, and then it just became a question of like statue form, manifold assault, and cruising through the rest of the game with my stony paws. Pretty awesome. Merfolks are the best because of the ice polearm synergy. You also free dive, so you're practically a merfolk. Oh, that's very cool. Nice when you can bring your real world hobbies into the mix a little bit there. But I agree, yeah. Ice and polearm is a really fun synergy to take advantage of for sure. Orcs in normal game aren't even close to the top. You probably just made them so much better and thematic. They treat melee weapons kind of like how Jin do his spells. They only have the combat ability shared by all weapon types. It's basically you're focused on fire magic or fighter. Oh, that's interesting. In Narcotic, if you consider stabbers to be hybrids, Free Enchanter was up there with Minotaur Berserker at one point. You know, I think I do have vague memories of this. That's funny for sure. Enchanters are almost back to being playable with something like the Orb of Guile. Not quite there, especially since Orb of Guile is such a liability at certain parts of the game, but I like that you can kind of do them for fun now, for flavor. Probably not going to win, or you're at least going to be fighting a bit of an uphill battle, but still a fun thing to try out sometime. Kitties are cool unarmed commands and also have good magic and art trolls. Yeah, having that nice unarmed with the claws and the good unarmed aptitudes while still being able to use magic makes it huge if you can survive to the point of getting those magic abilities ticking. Okay, yeah, that buddy's gonna hurt more than I can handle, so let's just walk ourselves the heck back to our stairs here real quick. And even just swap to our crossbow potentially and see. Hello? Warlord? You coming? Back when the starting spellbook had the pre-named version of it was Charm Monster in it and Hive was his own. You should go play one of those versions again. Yeah, definitely. It'd be fun to do some nostalgia on my end. Specifically, I would love to play back when you could still evaporate bodies into potions. Because again, my favorite thing as a kid was killing sky beasts, evaporating them, and playing mutation roulette. Like any opportunity, I'd always go for it. And it was definitely a good time. Can't even reliably get the Orb of Guile. That's the unfortunate side. Yeah, it's those rare occasions where you get to see it pop that are fun. Definitely never a consistent thing, really. Oh gosh, where did our warlord friend go? Wandering the levels somewhere around here, and I'm sure they'll come out of the woodwork at the worst possible moment. And we'll have to deal with the fallout of that, of course. Well, if anyone wants to see the difference between Beak Crawl Orcs, then just come watch you, for sure. Marishan, you'll tell them how to watch you, but it wouldn't be too hard to figure out, I'm sure. You can mention it if you'd like, but I'm sure people can also figure it out. But I don't mind. Dev team should let you stab things with Manifold Assault. Imagine. Any range backstabs on multiple opponents at the same time. Pretty wild stuff, to say the least. Let's pop ourselves in here real quick. This is my anti-priest kill hole here. Works quite nicely, if I do say so myself. See, that's actually my version of wanting them to have backstabs on Manifold Assault, is that I would kind of like it if 7 League boots allowed backstabs. Stupidly powerful in a lot of ways, but so silly if you could just cross the whole map to get the... That is fantastic. Oh, pour one out for Evaporate. Heck yes, Arsenovi, your favorite part of Transmutator and their ranged option, getting Meth Cloud Potions as their range disable, right? It was fun stuff, I remember that. So now, yeah, you'd like Manifold Assault Stab or Risky Stab spell that will teleport next to an enemy and stab it. See, that would be kind of fun. Teleport to any random enemy. I guess that is kind of like Death Menace's Shadow Step, but if it was random, I think that would be a bit of a fair balancing. Maybe not. Devs would know better than I, and that's why I trust their judgment over my own, but that's a fun idea for sure. Yeah, I wish that 7 League boots you could do backstabs, because I got so excited. The first time I came across the 7 League boots, I was playing a stabber character, and I got super stoked about it, and then realized that it said right in the description that it's impossible to sneak up with someone with them. Which again, makes a lot of sense from a mechanics standpoint, but was slightly unfortunate from just a silly Zane standpoint. No, the Arcblade is actually allowed to hit out-of-sight things. Interesting. Seems like it. I haven't been paying a lot of attention, but it's not bad. I guess it's similar with like some AoE things, like Ice Blast, Fireballs, that kind of nonsense. I'm curious what the like defining difference is between those that allows it to happen or not. Because clouds, when they're out of your sight, dissipate, so cloud things not working out of sight makes sense with just that kind of to contend with. Ooh, that could have gone bad with the poison, but no worries whatsoever. So thanks, Cyborg, for the stretch redemption. Let's take this as an opportunity to stop just rushing headlong into everything that comes our way here. Do one of these. Do one of those. Oh. When I fought that sorcerer, I got something like, something took electrical damage. Oh, cool. Nice. Well, yeah, that's good to confirm. Thanks for pointing that out. You think I need that? Always, always. In fact, I'm tempted to do a legitimate, one of these, those as well. I feel like I am basically sitting constantly these days. Cool. Bend those knees. Perfect. Okie dokie. Or just let daggers have innate rampaging, that'd be nice. Definitely be a change in pace. I'm hesitant with anything having innate rampaging, just because rampage I adore, but I also feel like pretty much gets me murdered anytime I try and use it. Artifact Troll Leather Armor. It's expensive, but I'm gonna get it just to see what she do here. Let's take a look. +2. Ooh, I don't know if +2 is good enough. Flying, resistance to poison, and resist corrosion. Yeah, lose a bit too much AC, but I would love to just rack up the regeneration as much as possible. That's always a good time on melee builds. We'll see if we end up doing anything there. Ooh, an Ivory Dire Flail. That's another good thing for us to check out. What do we got? +4. Vorpal also flying. Apparently everything allows us to fly, so that's nice. Do a cast stretch, and then you're good. Fortunately, that's one of the few I can do under the table while playing. Especially since my favorite calf stretch, you need a nice wall for it. Because I love putting like heel close to the wall, toe up, so you're at a slight angle, and then you just slowly push your knee in towards the wall. Oof. I was in like a lot of cross-country running as a kid, and so that was the one that always got me feeling limber and feeling good before and after a run. This is not a good place to be, by the way. There's no escape there. Normally you can dig yourself out of a tricky situation as a Formicid, but not so much when it's all hard stone walls, so that could have gone much more poorly. Perfect. And crossbow and crossbow violence. Oof. We're doing okay, but not great. I'm gonna go 1 potion petition if we get a heal. Heal wounds, magic, resistance, and might. That's an expensive heal wounds, my friend. Let's go invisibility, though. That's enough to potentially get me back on track. 32 damage plus your arbalist. So that is 32 plus 18. So yeah, you can't one-shot kill me. Let's do it. 1v1 me mid. Okay, now you could one-shot kill me, so I am going to run from you, sir. Also starting to become more visible as we go here. The calf stretch is the main stretch that you do regularly for your legs. It does the most to prevent cramps and sore feet. For your arms, you do shoulder stretches. Nice. I need to stretch more often in general. That's something that I've always struggled with. I'm very inflexible, but I would like to, at some point, try and work on that. I know, like, the whole thing with that kind of thing is usually that you just have to go for it because there's no time like the present. And if you want to make a habit out of something, you just have to start doing it and then keep doing it. But again, I'll just keep telling myself, oh, one day, you know, in the magical future when I have so much time, since that will obviously be the case. It's not like I'll just keep struggling to find time to do all the things that I want in life. That definitely doesn't sound like a logical truth or anything like that. So in this hypothetical future where I have all the time in the world, I'm going to be so strong, so flexible, so smart, just everything is going to be coming up rosy. In the future that may or may not come to pass. Probably not. Well, we found you in a vault in D2 pretty early for one. Nice. Probably might have to let it sit for a later date, but it's always nice to know that you have something like that for you to come back to. Not too shabby. Nice narrow corridor just outside. Ooh, if you're ready to handle it, then that could be huge for sure. I know that I'm just a coward when it comes to most vaults in this game, so I usually leave them on the back burner until I absolutely have to, or am just stupidly overpowered and can kind of steamroll my way through it. You know, whichever comes first. But okie dokie, making good progress here. So what do we wish to do? Don't think we'll have too much longer in the stream for the evening here, but definitely enough time to make a bit of progress somewhere or another. Maybe Shoals will be the next place to go here. It's between that or Snake. Shoals is nice because we at least have a constant source of flying, so we can kind of get around some of the more usual disadvantages that come associated with the branch. Yeah, Snake, we might be, I guess for both, I think we're a little light on the AC department for such a melee-centric build. But at least with Snake, we have the Nagas being slow, which means we can kite them if things start to go poorly. I have Arlek for the Storm... It's not Storm Snakes. I always forget the name of these sons of guns. Lightning... No, that's not right. Why is my brain so broken with this one particular enemy? No matter how many times it comes up, I'm gonna have to spoil myself with chat. Shock Serpents. Thank you, Thalphon. I'm like running through all the different synonyms in my head, like lightning, thunder. I didn't think of shock though. Of course it's shock. Cleared the vault, nice ring and potion throwing weapons. Heck yeah, Cyborg Elf. Happy to hear it. Given our poison, you'd personally go for Snake, Thalphon. I think I am just deathly afraid of Snake because I've had so many good characters meet their end there. But okay, let's dip our toes just the tiniest bit into Snake, especially since I do have the ranged option, which is super nice against the slow enemies that you find there. So there is that. Ooh, take me to snake, please and thank you. You have pet snakes? Nice. I've never had a pet snake, and I think if I ever had close friends, I've never met anyone's pet snake before. But I hear nothing but good things. Apparently super affectionate, and they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Little snack boops, so cute. Thalfon, you feel that way about shoals personally? Makes sense. I mean, I'm terrified of both, don't get me wrong, but that's for sure. Armor's not so good for snake, that's the largest problem. Yeah, 18 AC, I mean, it's not great for either. Kind of caught myself, I was going to say it about snake, and then I realized, like, oh, shoals also, if I'm taking, like, pot shots from fawns, it's probably not going to look great. Also, okay, let's see. In a duel of the fates here, how do we fare? If you keep walking towards me, I'm going to start walking away again, of course. One more shot? One more shot. Perfect. Never a doubt in my mind. Still have over 100 bolts, and we should actually get a nice influx of bolts here. Oh my jeez. Don't teleport people around us, please. I beg you. Let's actually go one deeper here, and that makes us slightly safer from Guardian Serpent shenanigans. Jeez Louise. And this is probably going to hurt a heck of a lot. So close. So close. But I think we'll have to just drain ourselves walking out of here. And poison spit doesn't kill us. That's good. Oh boy. You're generally happy to do shoals in Narcoski as long as you have flight and non-negative willpower. I think I'm in a similar boat. I think I'm going to head there here. But yeah, you wouldn't want to walk into Javelin Spam at 18 AC. I pretty much never want to walk into Javelin Spam, so I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But Cyborg, your snakes are named Etna and Laharl. It's Demon Queen Etna and Prince Laharl from Dizgea. They do not bite unless you wiggle fingers at them to make them think your fingers are mice, and then it wouldn't really hurt, let alone draw blood. Yeah, no, I find snakes adorable. Super cute. Now that one actually scary thing here. Right? Always just the way of the world. If you're a merfolk, do shoals, everything else goes snake. That was not good. Little brutal for sure. Could always head back in and bring this buddy out with us. Oh my gosh, you need to invest in some regeneration, my snack friend. That's just embarrassing how much I was able to heal up before you even went up a tick or two. So we'll probably head out of here. I'm tempted to push it a little bit more, at least maybe explore some more of the first floor here. If they're mostly regular Naga, ain't no thing. Like, miss me with that stuff, you know what I mean? It's mainly Guardian Serpents, potentially Anacondas if they are paired up with other enemies. That's what we're a bit more concerned about. Vampiric Sword should help you here. Fantastic. No better gear in Orc, eh? Not really. I should have actually done a check. I didn't do the floor exploration fully to make sure that I wasn't forgetting something valuable behind, so maybe we'll head back at the end of the stream here. But perfect scroll of summoning is huge. Do love me some of that, and let's get a little shocking here, shall we? Okay, nope, nope, nope. As soon as we start taking too much damage, this is where we can just actually kite these sons of guns and be a little bit of a cheapskate, as it were. And come at me now. Perfect. Ooh, apologies for the bonk. So you can OTR, and we're currently able to be poisoned, but also kind of just walk away into a dead end, just like we drew it up. Perfect. And now there's like no shot you tracked where I went there, because even I didn't know where the heck I was going. That's the dream. And perfect. Do from here, just control F for Orc 1 and Orc 2. Really? Control One word, maybe. Or two. Wow, I didn't know you could do that. Thank you so much, Thelphon. That's a really handy trick. Normally I just do the old Control F period to do my explorations, but thanks for that. I'll use that in the future as well. Robe of Folly, quick full pivot to Spellcaster. Launchers is now just manaless Iron Shot. Isn't that just the truth? It's how you got a Skull Halloween decoration last year. After Halloween, you put it in your snake tank to see what they would do with it. Now they love that skull. Spend at least 3/4 of their time crawled up inside the skull and usually with their heads poking out the eye sockets. Oh my gosh, if they were both in there with both coming out the eye sockets, that's, I mean, potentially horrifying for some people out there, but adorable to me. I love that. There's a few tricks. Doing ampersands works as Boolean and it will recognize ego and arty to search for branded artifact items. Ooh, that's nice. And yes, rubbery chicken, of course, all hail goes egg. Greed is good. Greed is good, friend. So for example, when artifact long blades, you can do long blade ampersands arty. That's really awesome. Is that where you highly doubt that they know how entertaining it is to you, but that they love the skull so much, but it's too perfect that you doubt they even know what it is and just see it as a cave to hide in? Oh, almost definitely, but doesn't change the fact that we know that what it is and what it looks like, and it's freaking adorable. No, that's super cute. I love hearing about people's pets. Cocktail with their birds, and now you with your snakes as well. I've always been, yes, kind of interested in having some of the more, not irregular, but less common pets. And we'll see if we end up doing it at any point. I know my wife likes a lot of that stuff as well. She finds snakes pretty adorable. I had a roommate that had a spider for a while, and that was really interesting. Tarantulas are really cute. If you're not full-on arachnophobic at the very least, because fair enough, if you are afraid of them, then I think that is a fair place to sit. But as somebody who's not super afraid of spiders, tarantulas are basically tiny little 8-legged dogs. They're super affectionate, love to be pet, and they have fur too. Like, what more could you want? So you also have a hollow tree trunk and a rock cave for them too, but no, they go in the skull. You also even got some leggings for them. Oh my gosh, only once saw one of them in the leggings. It's basically a snake sweater. Now that is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's drop some stuff though. I definitely want this phantom mirror here. Only thing about that is you really have to make sure you fully understand. Definitely how to take care of them and what you're signing up for. Yeah, people are really bad for that in general. Even with something like as kind of prolific and usual as a dog, people find themselves right into issues of not fully comprehending what it entails to look after another living thing. But especially with specialized parrots. People give up pets. I read your next sentence in Freudian slip. People give up parrots all the time because they don't realize how many decades they'll live for and that they really don't do well at all changing owners. Yeah, I've heard that about parrots for sure. I feel like there are a few specific breeds of animals or specific animals in general that are unfortunately high turnover rate for things like that, which kind of sucks. Because obviously the animal has no fault in that kind of a situation. You should always do your homework and do your research, kids. Very much do you recommend corn snakes as pets? They're low maintenance, fun to play with, and great with kids. You contend that corn snakes are among the best possible pets, better than any dog. I mean, maybe you've just never hung out with my dog is the thing. She transcends all pet classifications and is just the bestest boop that ever did moop. But you know, that aside, of course, fair enough. And yeah, people giving animals as gift often turns out very badly. Oh yeah, never give an animal as a gift. You can give like the idea of an animal as a gift and then make sure that it's something that people are fully want and are, again, understanding the consequences of what it will take to, again, care for another living thing. Yeah, a lot of SPCA shelters refuse to do adoptions in the month before Christmas due to that, for sure. No, it is a rough scenario to say the least. And again, no fault of the pets themselves. So it's a tragic one at that. But okie dokie, there is Snake 1 cleared. I think we will do a quick check into Shoals to see how we're feeling about that, how it compares, now that we've gone through here. I do have to be careful not to lose too many of my bolts to the deep water here. But that aside, we should be mostly alright. I would love to take both of you upstairs. Perfect. I mean, the first few encounters are going better than the first few encounters in Snake did, but I think there's still a lot yet to be determined. We haven't hit the rough points of Shoals quite yet. Should be checking to make sure none of these are flying overboard, but it's looking alright. I'm now using the period key to just make sure we fire the launcher ammo at the foot of our merfolk avatar friend. That helps out a decent amount with saving our ammunition. Rubber chicken playing on trunk made you forget ammo even existed. Have you fully gotten used to the opportunity attacks too? You just kind of have naturally stopped running away from enemies when you're next to them? Because that's the big change that I'm curious about, how my mental and physical habits will play out. Dogs can be great, but the best dogs still require a lot of maintenance. Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's fair. If you're going for low maintenance, they'd be up there. You'd say the top 3 species for pets would be cats, dogs, and snakes. However, if you can count specific breeds of snakes, cord snakes would be above dogs, but most dogs above other snakes. Fair enough. Cats are also another one that's up there in terms of maintenance. Pretty low maintenance for the most part. Depends on the cat though, and you want to make sure that, again, you're giving them what they need and what they deserve if you do end up getting one. That's huge.